What's up? Group Chat Combos, episode 4. First of all, I think if you've listened to previous episodes, then I've like changed up the episode number a few times because I got confused because we got so far ahead. But this is episode 4. You no longer need to let me know I said the wrong number because I'm fully aware. I listened to it about 20 times before I put it out. But yeah, episode 4, I'm allowed to talk about. Got the first guest with us.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, shout out. He was Zoe. You know, y'all even can tune into him. Different Perspective podcast, the brother podcast. We're doing the thing over there. But first and foremost, man.
One quick thing, shout out Stony Mountain too.
Oh, yeah, shout out Stony Mountain. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, who we got with us is the owner of Perception clothing brand. But before we get into any of that, first of all, I honestly never thought my first guest would be a Cowboys fan.
Off the rip.
Oh, you got it. You're like, what's going on?
Hey, I mean, we had a good season leading up to playoffs, but you know, man, look, I'm a like diehard Cowboys fan, but I know when you're playing good like that, you know, he started doing too much. Zeke wasn't doing enough. Then we got Diggs over there. You know, he's good, but you know, he's also giving up, you know, the most reception yards as well in the whole league. So I mean, it's plays on both sides. Yeah, so I'm just glad we at least made it to the playoffs this year. You know, to build on that.
At least you got a team that can make it to the playoffs.
So who y'all vote for, man?
I don't even want to talk about
I'm with the Patriots, man. You know.
Okay.
I'm a Bengals fan.
I'm a Giants fan, bro. That's I
Your
can't
team
even.
is racist.
Okay.
Hey,
Off the rip.
just to let everybody know, just switched to being a Bengals
He
fan.
did.
Last Sunday.
He's been a
Last Sunday.
He's been a
Last
Browns fan
Sunday.
since birth.
Brown.
Last time we did Cincinnati, not in Ohio.
Oh my God.
Okay. And I'd like to see anyone go through 21 years on Earth and experience one winning season. Or 2 winning seasons. Only one I can remember. The other happened when I was like 6.
Hey,
So
as a diehard fan, you gotta stick with your team through thick and through thin.
Yep.
The Giants have been trash for 5 years.
oh my God.
We can't speak on the Cowboys because
Exactly.
Don't just be choking.
Yeah.
that too.
I feel like there's a certain limit that you can take as being a fan because literally I've watched the fucking Giants do fucking QB sneaks on 2nd and 9 and 3rd and 7. So I feel like
Coach Hadrian, we're getting
yeah,
paid.
exactly. Something had to be going on for a nigga to be like QB sneak. Let's go QB sneak. And then it's just like what the fuck else comes after that? You know?
Yeah.
You gonna get fired.
Right.
Yeah.
So Terrell, man, let's get into your brand. First of all, the first thing I want to ask you is, when did you even come up with the idea that you wanted to start a clothing brand?
Alright, you know, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. This clothing brand idea started a few years ago. I want to say maybe about 4 or 5. Started off as just an idea, but then, you know, I got into, you know, the mindset, I want to make money. You know, that was my mindset going into anything, man. I just want to make some money, you know, get myself in a better position, you know, help get away from like working for somebody so I can work for myself.
Yeah.
So from that, you know, it turned into, okay, you know, I'm starting to like this. You know, it's helping me to, you know, get out there, you know, not be an introvert, actually like voice my opinion. Because, you know, like even doing this right here, doing podcasts and stuff, it's like, it gets weird when you go back and listen to yourself.
Yeah.
It
for
gets
sure.
weird. So then you gotta rely on, okay, you know, I'm putting out clothes. You know, I rock a lot of clothes that, you know, other brands have. So then can I in return, you know, reciprocate that by, you know, giving something to the community that other people might wear.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's facts.
Yeah, I like that. And you know, I mean, I've worn a lot of clothes and like a lot of different brands and gotten into it. And I have, you know, thought about making my own clothing brand. I feel like it's such a hard concept to come up with the very first thing that you want to, you know, start making. You know.
Yeah. This goes back to whenever I first started. I've had, I want to say father made me, or past experiences made me, something like that. But I never released anything with that. So now with perception, because I feel like perception excels a lot. It's broad enough for you to keep coming with ideals and being able to keep putting some content out there.
Yes. So what does like perception actually stand for?
As you can see, it's a quote on the hoodie that say, what you see is what you get. I wanted to trademark that, but I felt like that was going to, tie me down. So basically, all right, what you see is what you get is basically you looking at me and being like, okay, I see this guy amounting to a lot. I can see him being up there with Gucci, Prada, all those different brands. But you look at me and be like, okay, this is going to be, one hit wonder, or this brand is not going to go anywhere. He's not going to go anywhere again. I'm going to be, in your eyes, what you see. So that's basically your perception, and also not letting somebody else's perception be your judgment. You're based off of somebody else.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Because it's not just like the clothing brand, but I'm sure that just you instill that in your life, and it gives you a peace of mind too about when someone gives you criticism or hating or goes on some bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah, because what you see is what you get. So if I look at any one of y'all right now and whatever perception I have of you guys, that's what I'm gonna have. That's what I'm gonna be thinking. That's how I'm gonna see you guys and look at you guys.
Hey, like I said, it goes even deeper than that, man. Like I use it as kind of like a play on words too. Like, all right, for instance, y'all grew up eating like meat, like red meat, stuff like that. I did too. I didn't eat any type of vegetables, man, but like corn, green beans, like no pinto beans, none of that other stuff.
I couldn't do it.
So yeah.
I hate beans. I ain't had them since Thanksgiving. When I threw them up, and I was like, hate.
But yeah, even that, like we were instilled to like eat meat. That was our main thing, our main source of food. Going out to fast food restaurants, McDonald's, on the kids meal, on a cheeseburger, something like that. So it gets to me. I started to have like stomach problems and stuff. So from there, I was thinking, okay, what could be the causes? And then I started doing some research, and it was saying, red meat could be the cause. So I cut out red meat from my diet, and
That's what you're vegan?
I'm pescatarian. So I eat fish.
Right.
Most of the time, I'm mainly eating just like beans. I may eat fish or shrimp, crab legs, maybe once or twice out the week. If that. And then from there, I'm going into straight vegetables, beans. This is my protein.
Yeah. How is that being pescatarian? Because me, being the type of nigga I am, I
I
love
can't
it.
imagine not eating a burger.
So, or how about this? So I know you cut out red meat, but did you also cut out chicken?
Chicken gone.
Is it
Turkey gone.
Ham?
Ham is definitely gone.
Ham might be the word.
Ham I can do it.
So how long did it get? Because like you said, you grew up like us. You got at one point ate all this stuff all the time. So how long did it take you to get adjusted?
I honestly been cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
And I'm about a little over 2 years into it. I really started off being a vegan. Then I was thinking like, man, it's 12 o'clock at night. I usually go to cookout. What I'm gonna do now, man? Warm up some beans on the stove or something. So like from there, I probably went vegan / vegetarian, or mainly vegetarian, because I was still eating like dairy. So I probably did that for maybe like a week, and then after that, I went to pescatarian. So there I had a little bit of an option. I could cook some salmon, or earlier in the day, and then warm it up later on. I mean, it wasn't hard, like I really used to be the type where I didn't eat like greens, collards, none of that stuff, man. So for me to be able to, I eat just about any type of vegetable now. I'll probably eat it or will eat it. So,
even cauliflower?
Yeah.
That shit
Honestly, no. Like to be honest with you, man, my girl actually made some barbecue cauliflower wings.
I have heard of those. I've heard of those.
I've never heard of
I'm
that.
trying to tell you, they was busting, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Like, they was good. She threw them in the air fryer, coated in some barbecue sauce, going back in there, but it, sink into it. They were good.
I can't do much You know, I can't eat like I don't know.
I just think it's something like, cause I got older too, and I'm really fitness lately.
Yeah,
All that
yeah,
stuff,
exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
I haven't thought in a million years I'd actually like be looking for like broccoli and
Yeah,
all this other
shit
shit
like
like
that.
actually
I can't, bro. That shit makes me gag when I eat it, bro. It's just
Bro, you
like,
gotta go with that.
I-
No, you too old to
I
feel like
can't,
that.
I can't eat salad, bro. I
You
can't
can't eat
eat
salad?
Nah.
What?
I was the same way.
Whoa.
I was the same way. Well, like the only salad I would eat, it would just have to have lettuce and cheese in it.
Yeah.
That's it. None of the tomatoes.
But
No, but like a cool, crisp iceberg salad.
nah, but like I done tried all types of salad. Like I done tried all like dressings. I even tried put ketchup on salad, and that shit just.
Nah,
What?
you tripping.
I done
That's
tried.
probably why.
No, I'm saying like I done tried every like dressing for it, but like it just didn't work. Like, I just couldn't do it.
So do you get like lettuce on burgers and shit? Chicken
Nah,
sandwiches?
I get onions, I get pickles on a burger, but I can't get no lettuce, no nothing. That shit.
There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
They feel like it made the burger soggy.
Yeah, but I used to be a fat man, so I come straight from just eating like meat and like yeah.
I was hustling.
I wasn't husky, like I was a big nigga, like almost 300 pounds type shit.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Man,
Shout out to that grind though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
grind,
man,
that shit
yeah.
in, man.
man, I remember the days, man, sitting at the fucking dinner table, and all I got left on my plate is some goddamn broccoli or green beans or some shit. And
I was sitting in the ground.
I'm sitting there like, damn, I would eat this shit.
Hey, but no, I mean, I know your parents well now. I know they're just like mine. Like, you're not moving till you eat it.
Yup.
I just take that shit and throw it in the trash. Man. Like, when they want to cook it, take that shit.
I just left it on the stove.
Yeah.
I just left it there.
Bring all of it. Hell yeah.
Exactly.
So, you know, with you being a pescatarian, do you eat Beyond Meat?
Yeah, I do.
So, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, now you get it.
So, like, with Beyond Meat, like, be real, do it really taste like some
Well, there's one of those at the hospital. Yeah, I'm wondering that. So does it taste good? I've heard it does.
It does, but like, I used to be like big on burgers. Like I was the type that want to go down to Texas and get like the biggest burgers they
Man,
have. They do like the competition and stuff, bro.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I haven't really tasted a burger in over 2 years.
Damn.
So,
I get a burger every fucking weekend. That's my cheat meal right there, bro. Like, go to Burger King, get a big ass Whopper, bro. Like, that's me.
Wait, time out. Your first choice to go get a burger is at Burger King?
yeah, Burger King has some of the best burgers.
Thank you.
Them
Thank you.
and Sonic. Them and Sonic.
Sonic,
Real-
yes.
Sonic,
Sonic,
yes.
yes.
Real niggas
No,
go.
Occasionally Wendy's too, man.
What?
Those-
I go to McDonald's over Burger King.
Nah.
I don't know, no,
That sauce
not
from
for a
Burger
burger,
King,
not
man.
for a burger, not for a
Huh?
burger.
That sauce from Burger King, man. Like, what's it called? The Big King? Whatever it's called.
Yeah, the big kid. No, I get a double stack.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it
that-
is with the bacon
that
on
shit
it.
is good.
Y'all
Yeah.
can make me go get it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Now, the thing I had to give up recently too, though, I stopped eating pork. Like I stopped eating a lot, so I don't even eat.
That's a great
Yeah.
decision.
I don't even eat bacon no more. So now it's like when I look at that double stacker, bro, I'll be like, damn. Or like if I look at like pepperoni pizzas and shit, I'm like, fuck.
I've cut out a lot of fast food, honestly. Like you said, you looked up like you had stomach aches or something,
Mhm.
wonder what it caused. But I've cut out fast food and I've like hopped on a vitamin wave and taken like
Oh, yeah.
omega-3, fish oil,
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
shit.
Got to.
It's like, bro, my body feels amazing. I work out almost every day and I'm never sore.
That's another
His
thing.
body
I do
feels
too,
great.
man.
Bro,
You have to
it-
work out.
Yeah, and you know, like, in my opinion, if I go get fast food, like let's say I go to McDonald's right now and I like eat McDonald's for dinner, like I don't feel like I just ate a good meal. Like I felt like I just ate some
Yup.
food because I
Exactly.
was goddamn fucking hungry.
Yeah.
That's how I
But
feel
like,
man.
it's not. It's such a different feeling when you go in the kitchen and you get some shit that you've cooked up. Whether it's even if it's some leftovers, the shit still gonna feel like a better meal
Exactly.
than
Yeah.
some McDonald's or cookout or some shit. You know.
Yeah. I have a question. Did you go through a phase? I feel like everyone goes through a phase of like when they first move out, it's like you only eat fast food for like a certain period of time. Did you go through that?
Kind of. Like, we're talking about when I moved out from like,
Like your parents' crib?
yeah, because when I went to college, like, I was sneaking food from the cafeteria. If not that, then I was going to, like I said, like Taco Bell, Cookout,
Yeah.
McDonald's. And I played basketball then too, so it's like, man, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good for me.
Oh, so you used to hoop?
Yeah, I played 2 years of college ball at a NAIA school down in Laurinburg, St. Andrews
Hell yeah.
University.
That's what's
That's
up.
what's up.
Word.
Yeah, man. Wasn't the best time there, but
What made it feel like it was like not the best time like for you?
I mean, for one, like I still have all my eligibility now.
Yeah.
So none of the 2 years I was there counted towards playing.
Word.
Yeah, so I can honestly go back to school now if I wanted to, and still play ball.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I feel like it was, coaches showing favoritism.
Yeah.
Because we had 2 teams. There was an A team and a B team.
Mm-hmm.
A team was like, all right, you got like players that come in or they don't flunked out from a D2 school or something like that.
Word.
So they're gonna automatically get picked up on the A team.
Yeah.
But then you got all the freshmen that come in. They're starting off on the B team regardless.
Yeah.
So then at that point,
Even if they was nice, like they.
yeah,
That's weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So like it's real crazy, man. Like, and now they got a football team there. So I was thinking, dang, if that was the case, I would have just played football. I played football too, man. So it's like, it's crazy.
And how old are you now?
I be forgetting sometimes. I am 26.
Word.
Yeah, 26, man.
Yeah, man.
And it was a good little time there. I really focused in on school for the most part though, on my academics, just because it was a small school. It was a private school, so I had like that one-on-one time.
Right.
But then,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I transferred up to Winston-Salem State. Shout out to my alma mater. Yeah, man. So like from there, you get around your culture more, and it's like, all right. Okay, this feels, comfortable.
Yeah,
Right, right,
yeah.
right.
Then you can start slacking off with these.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But don't get me wrong, man. Don't let that, turn you away from going to HBCU.
I'm not even gonna lie. I go to UNCC now.
Okay.
And my first school was Winston-Salem,
Hey,
and
man.
I turned away from it.
Didn't you do it on like the day you were supposed to move
The
in?
day I was supposed to move in,
Wow.
bro, I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm not going. Text my roommate, he was like, hey bro, when you coming? And I'm like, nigga. Fuck that shit.
When you graduated? High
Uh,
school.
what was it?
2019?
2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we all graduated from North Gaston.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And I can't even lie, man. I'm gonna have to do it to you. I'm one of them niggas that go to PWI, man.
Hey, nothing wrong with it, bro. That's what my first school was. PWI.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I go to ECU, so it's like, well, I'm
That's turn up school.
an online, I'm an online student now, so it's like I don't even live on campus. But the 2 years I was living on campus, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I think from like, I know for a fact if I was going to HBCU, like I would have been so much more comfortable, because getting up to ECU, I'm pretty much, it got to the point where I'm around, my niggas, I'm around niggas like this, and then
Right.
and then everybody else around are all of the fucking PWI students.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, from looking at HBCUs and the PWI, it's like the percentage of like black people to white people is like insane.
Right.
It's insane, and it's like, it's something that like I kind of do regret not going to a HBCU. But then again, ECU still was good ass time on campus. I mean,
I be debating about that too. Like I'm at UNCC and it's like, bro, like I'll be feeling like sometimes I don't really fit in. Like I still don't got friends. I've
Right.
been here for like almost 2 years now, and I'm like I don't really communicate with everybody, bro. And I just feel like I don't really fit in. And I'll be looking back, like I'll look at videos and see like parties at like Winston-Salem, and I'll see like
They're getting a lot of clout now.
Yeah, I see that now, and I'm like, damn, bro, like Charlotte don't be doing this shit, bro.
Right.
And it makes me feel like.
College is a scam. Not to you off.
Nah,
College
nah.
is a scam in general.
That's
Yeah,
a great
it
point.
is.
I'm glad the rest of you trying to be a doctor or a lawyer.
I mean, even with that, you in school for a
Or
while.
I think the whole educational system in America just is a failure. Everything it teaches you.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
Teaches you only got one shot on the test. In life, you're supposed to fail. You fail a million times. The best stories, they fail a million times. They
Right.
tell you got to do it alone. You're not supposed to do it alone.
Yeah.
They like all this shit.
Like right now, like I'm taking a managerial economics class, and I didn't know what the hell I was gonna get into taking it. But right now, like off rip, we're doing derivatives, I'm not a math nigga at all, so it's like pissing me off every
My
single
favorite
day.
subject, man.
I can't.
I love
man.
math too. I love math.
I'm an English. This nigga got me through math in high school.
Okay.
All my,
I
all
was
my
taking
math.
his test. Every single test I took.
I'm talking
He'd be like,
about.
bro, just take my paper and take it. I'm like, we're in class, bro.
But when it came to English, though, I had your back.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just asleep.
Exactly. Yeah, I know how to write papers good. I can do history. I like all that shit. But when it comes to like math, nah. I just that's the thing that be frustrating me. And I'm like, bro, this shit's a scam. I'm tired of this shit.
That's one thing I'm trying to do with my son too. You know, we're saving up for him to, you know, if he wants to go to college, he can. You know, I don't want him to have to pay back, you know, all the student loans and stuff.
Right.
So we're trying to save up for him.
Yeah.
Or, you know, go to trade school, you know, learn something so you can apply. Or, you know, whenever, you know, I get up there with Gucci, Prada and all that stuff, you can take over the family.
Say that shit.
You know, speak it into existence, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I have a question about that. Like, obviously, I'm 21, Emilio's 21, Malik's 20. You're 26, have a kid. How life changing is that?
Yeah, I might have to listen to this. I'm lucky on the path, maybe sooner or later.
Whoa.
I'll be honest, man. I gotta hear that.
To be real, man, you know, it's a great experience, don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
The time leading up to having a baby, those 9 months, 10 months, however long, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
You know, if you ain't used to just getting up and going whenever your girl's saying, hey, I need something from the store.
Oof.
Get used to it, bro. That's gonna happen. Early mornings, you know, wake up. Cause not just her that's hungry now, it's the baby that's hungry too.
Yeah.
So, you know, you gotta get up, be ready to go. I mean, when the baby gets here, you know, it's gonna be a blessing. You know, everything is gonna,
For sure.
Absolutely.
like, dang, man, I really just had a child.
Yeah.
So it's like, dang, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's good whenever they're not walking and crawling.
They can't speak yet.
They're really just gonna be there, laying there looking at you. You're gonna get some crying. Be prepared not to sleep for the first few weeks, first few months. I put it like that. Be prepared not to sleep, because they are gonna be waking up, just trying to get used to, you know, day and night, being outside the womb. But from there on out, you know, once they really get like a sleep schedule in, they start crawling around, start showing emotions, all that stuff. Like it's gonna be good, man. Like my son he just turned 1 back in December.
Yeah.
So now he just started walking,
Word.
but he's running now.
Right.
He's climbing up like 20 stairs too, man. So if you don't watch him, like he's just gonna take off. Yeah. Man, he's strong, man. Like I kid you not. Like he is strong as.
Think he's gonna be a hooper?
Hey, I'm instilling in him.
No,
That's besides the point. That's one thing too, man. Like with sports, I want him to be introduced to, you know, every sport there is, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm a way a little bit more heavier into like basketball and football and baseball, those sports.
That's what I know.
Yeah. But you know how things are going now with the sporting world, football, a lot of injuries, a lot of head injuries.
Yeah.
A lot more.
You're gonna get a lot of, you know.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah. You're gonna get a lot of withdrawal from family members and probably a girl too about, you know, your son playing football. But you know, there's, you know, consequences with every sport. You know, there's risk with every sport.
Yeah.
So
There's risk in life. So.
Yeah.
you can walk outside, twist your ankle, man. Like,
Literally. What is it? As far as sports, you know, kid, you know, it's always like you never want to like throw it on your kid or anything. But I genuinely think sports is like what like made me have such good work habits.
Yeah.
Because it teach me at a young age, you know, even in high school, middle school, having basketball practice at like 8, 7 in the morning.
Honestly.
You don't want to get up, but fuck, you gotta get up, gotta go to practice,
Right,
run
right.
sprints at 7, 8 in the morning. Then in turns, you're 16, 17, 18. Fuck, 6 o'clock in the morning, time to go to work now.
Yeah,
Like, and like team effort, team building. I just think sports is just has so many valuable life lessons.
Yeah.
I don't think
Now, every kid should at least try, you know.
Right.
I don't think if I didn't play football in high school, like I wouldn't have been able to like have a good mentality, because like now, like I didn't experience running fucking 1,000-yard sprints in like almost 90-degree weather and having to tell myself like, all right, bro, come on, we gotta do this. we gotta do this. So like now, I'm at work, bro. If like I'm at school, I'm at the gym, like, bro, come on, you can easily, bro. You don't get worse. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
You can get through this. Like it's gonna be done. You know.
Piggybacking on both of y'all too, man. Like that really does build up a lot of discipline. Like me, like speaking on like my personal life, like my father wasn't really in my life like that.
Yeah.
So me having male coaches, you know, they're teaching you, you know, yes sir, no sir.
Mhm.
Even with your mom, like y'all gonna same way y'all speak to us, same way y'all gonna speak to your parents. You know,
Right.
you saying if you telling me yes sir because you don't want to get in trouble and run, do sprints or whatever, do suicides, go home and do the same thing. You know,
Exactly, yeah.
don't want to get in trouble with your parents, don't want to get in trouble at school. You know, so it really does teach a lot of discipline,
Yeah.
and I think that's what a lot of people that was like in my situation could benefit from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I feel like the coaches matter too now, bro. Like if you don't have a good set of coaches, like there's always that one coach
Right.
that you could be yourself with. You know,
Right.
you could, you probably have one coach who's the fucking maybe like the head coach or something. Like my head coach was a fucking asshole. Like he was bro. Like, but we always had one that we could joke around with,
Right.
teach us lessons on the side, and like tell us spit the real world to us and let us know like, look, I got y'all are like my sons, this and that and the third. And I feel like, especially like for like black kids, especially who, for example, don't have that father figure. That shit can literally like transform a kid to make them become something greater, And I
Yeah.
really feel like that's so important.
And I think especially when it comes to like, sports with kids, like little league or, like just any basketball,
Right.
football, baseball, anything. I feel like with coaches who are coaching those young kids, they have to be doing that out of like, obviously because they like coaching and it's something they want to do, but they have to also be doing it for the kids.
Absolutely.
Out of love, yeah.
And I honestly, I feel like really depending on the area you're in and where you live, you're probably gonna have coaches who don't give a fuck and coaches who do. Because honestly, I feel like when I played baseball when I was younger, like those coaches, like they didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like
It's just about their kid.
yeah. It was really, it's about their kid, or it's just about whatever the fuck they want to do. Like I had my dad, really coaching me more than any of the other fucking coaches.
Right.
They was didn't take no one-on-one time, none of that shit, and it's in fucking Ranlo. So you know how that is.
Yeah, literally. I feel, while I'm saying that, like I feel privileged enough to have great coaches. I guess when I grew up, especially my uncle, he's one of the best baseball coaches ever. Honestly, he was so smart. But one of the greatest lessons I learned from my high school basketball coach was I started a fight one game because one of my remember that the whole school, but check it out.
Who's
So
on the sideline like, oh shit.
yeah, student section left, everything, but it was like it was a rivalry game.
Mhm.
It's getting chippy the whole game. It's close and everything, and it's starting to get chippy, and one of my boys gets pushed, like hard push. I don't even think. I just react, and I just run out there. I push the dude. One of my other boys was behind me. Everything, student section's walking down. It's a real big deal and everything. But like the next day at practice, we're all on the circle, and coach is like, so y'all just gonna do that all the time now? Like, but I mean, he got pushed. What are you talking about? He pushed our teammate. He's like, I understand why he did it, but he was like 7-8 years from now, if you're in a bar with your girlfriend, someone puts hands on her, you just gonna hit him, and then go to jail. And then sit in jail for a couple weeks, or get in a real fight and maybe even kill them. Then now you got this on you, and that really taught me then. Like obviously stick up for the people you care about, do that, but that you can't act reckless.
When
Right.
it's necessary. Only when it's necessary.
Yeah, you really got to think before you just be reacting.
Yeah.
You
That
never
really
know what
taught
the
me
people are capable of, man, or what. Like he's speaking on the bar thing. Like you never know what. He might be drunk. He might got a knife on him.
Yeah,
You go back to try to fight him. Like, all right, you getting stabbed, or you might get shot. Like it's a lot of different scenarios. So you're not only looking out for yourself, you're looking out for the other person.
Yep. Definitely. So Terrell, let's get back into your clothing brand and shit, man. So what do you have coming? Like what are some plans you have coming for the future?
So right now, one thing I want to do is keep coming out with like quoted tees, quoted hoodies, stuff like that. Because I'm thinking about changing like my saying to clothing that speaks for you. Something like that really like defines why you have on the shirt or why you have on the hoodie.
Right.
So like I got some some shirts that I'm about to be dropping probably within the next couple of weeks.
Or
It's gonna be like 2 or 3 different designs. We're gonna bring them out slowly. Then I'm thinking about going into like some graphic design t-shirts. I want to drop something special for Black History Month. Try to do something for that. So I got a couple different things. Maybe come up with some hats. Eventually get some sweatsuits, or shorts, everything like that. Just prepare for like springtime coming up.
Nice.
hell yeah.
Do you have any like anything specific you do that goes into your creative process when you're thinking about a new design or just anything new that you want to push forward with your brand?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, whenever you're going into like this industry, like always be ready to write down ideas, because like you can be walking, or like you can honestly just be walking and a thought just pops into your head, like, damn, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, let me write this down.
I think I'm already experiencing that a little bit. 'Cause, like we were talking, because like I work out a lot, and I had worked out like in the morning already, but I was just sitting here trying to think of stuff for like the podcast to do, and like just everything I need to get done. I was like, no, I'm just going to the gym. And I literally just sat there on like the bike and just sat there and thought, and stuff was just flooding my brain.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
The best time, the time you're gonna get your most ideas is when you're not thinking about it. Like if you misplace something, and then you're really just trying to figure out like, where did I put this at? Then you be like, man, forget it. Next thing you know, you come back, like you just start doing something.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, it's really right there.
Yeah.
I remember now, like,
Yeah.
So it's like you just gotta be able to clear your mind, so your mind can be filled with ideas.
Yeah.
Word.
Like, I really have like a whole notepad in my phone on like ideas I want to do, but I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. Trying to get the brand name out there first. That's the main thing to do whenever you're starting a clothing brand. One thing I messed up at is coming out with a lot of different colorways. And I came out with 3 designs at first. I came out with the abbreviated perception, abbreviated perception on the left chest, the middle, and a burning rose. So I came up with all 3 of those, but it's like, all right, what are people getting from that?
Yeah.
I came out with like 5 or 6 different colors too.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, I'm giving people too many options.
Right,
You want to
right,
give them, a choice. So come out with like 1 or 2 colorways of the same design.
Right.
Maybe change up, the thread color or your ink color that you're gonna do if you're doing embroidery or if you're doing like screen printing.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. Get your name out there first. And one thing that I am about to, venture out to do is like go into like pop-up shops, because I haven't did one yet. That comes on the fact of like, building up the confidence to have like, having confidence in your brand. If you don't have confidence in your brand, then your brand is not going to go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I've just been teetering for like 4 or 5 years on doing this. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, pledging to just like be full out in it. As well as having full-time job. While I'm at work, got work from home. While I'm at work, man, I'm literally just thinking of ideas.
Yeah.
Exactly what you
That's how
mean.
it
Like,
goes, man. Do you ever feel like you come to like a roadblock? Like, say you be thinking of an idea and then it's like you can't think of nothing else anymore. Like, it's kind of like you just stuck. You know what I mean?
My bad. I don't think I've got there yet. But I feel like it's getting close. One thing that can help you is follow other clothing brands.
Right.
Just go online and look up shirt ideas or clothing ideas or other clothing brands, what they've already got.
Right.
Because people are coming up with different designs every day. Just by like placement on the shirt, there can change up your whole brand appearance.
Right.
It can help to elevate your brand as well.
And so to go back on to what you said, about going to pop-up shops and stuff like that. So the experience I have with that is my homeboy, shout out to Ray Webb, he runs a sneaker show in Denver. And it started Denver sneaker show like that, right? And this is Denver. Not Denver, North Carolina, but so back in September he hosted one. And he has a pretty much what he does is he gets the venue set up, and then all the vendors come and they pretty much buy their spot in at the table and shit like that. So, you know, he has a really nice spot. And once we get, you know, everything set up, we get all the tables set up, vendors come in early, everybody gets their shit set up, and it starts. I started walking through and I'm looking and, you know, it's a sneaker convention. So you're thinking, you know, obviously it's going to be, you know, the majority of the sneakers, but I started, you know, walking around and it's just so many more people putting out their own creative brands. Like there was this one vendor who they literally made custom like cups. You know, like cups that, you know, like what are they called? Like they get cups. You know, and it's like and you know, he gave me his card and he was like any design you want, you know, we can put it on the cups. And it's like kinda like handcrafted.
Yeah.
And then there was another dude in there and he had some shoes that he was selling, but then he also had about like 5 or 6 of his own paintings. And then it was like, and it just kind of surprised me because, you know, like going into something like that and then, you know, getting out their cars and stuff like that, like the people for the cups. If I lived in Denver, you know, that's just something that's like, it's different. It's not just shoes that I'm going out and seeing. And for them to go to a sneaker convention and to be pushing their brand, and they're not even selling shoes, I still think it's like, it was, you know, it's just like, it's a very good idea.
Right.
And I know it's hard for them to do that because, you know, they're in there, everybody's in there looking for shoes, and they have to take it for the cups. So it's like, you know, you gotta just have that kind of like that self-confidence in you to get over that. You know, you gotta get over that feeling, you know, of like fuck what everybody's thinking. You know, somebody's gonna come here and buy the cups.
Right.
If nobody's buying them, somebody's gonna see my brand and it's gonna reach out to people.
Literally. It really, like you were saying too, man, it really comes down to, you know, getting over the fear, man. Like that is the main thing. I really, you know, have respect for y'all for doing podcasts because like a lot of people wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't post like the actual like video content from the podcast.
Yeah.
They'll just post like, you know, just the voices.
Yeah.
But, you know, like just getting yourself out there, putting like a face behind the voice. It's like, dang, like all right, these guys are really like, you know, doing this right here. You know, so it comes down to them too, like they're going to a sneaker convention. You know, I'm a sneakerhead. I'm not gonna walk in there looking for no cup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk in there and think I'm about to see some SBs or something like that, man. I'm not thinking I'm gonna see a cup, you know. But that's real dope. You know, that's something I want to get into. You know, if you can put me in contact, I can definitely, you know, try to push my way down there.
So yeah, for sure. And I mean, honestly, I know of a few people who live in, you know, because you live in Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know a few people who be in the Charlotte area that, you know, kind of goes to like pop-up events or just like kind of like, especially for like clothing and like birthday and shit like that. And it's like not really like just one specific pop-up event, but it's just like multiple people just come and, you know, and just have their clothes up for sale and just you know reaching out and networking and shit like that. And you know, I can get in touch with some people and definitely see what they got going on, see how it works. You know, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, man, it's like I'm trying to start a little local with doing some pop-up shops. This is one I'm going to be doing. It's going to be in Morganville in March. A good way to figure out where pop-up shops are going to be is like go on Facebook and, you know, join pages. Like I'm in like North Carolina, South Carolina, pop-up shops, events, stuff like that. You know, join pages that may talk about that, and where you can also put your brand in there as well. Or you can just search online, you know, around the area. So I mean, with the weather being like it is right now, it's not going to be too many. But as soon as spring hits, spring, summer, like.
So you probably been at this for a little while now, right? Yeah. So what's probably the hardest thing you probably face?
I'll be honest with you, man. The hardest thing was getting the funds to, you know, really just start to get some of your products. Like, I started to do, you know, something where it's like, all right, I'm gonna do pre-sale. All right, and this is one thing I go back on. Like, it's hard to get this in. Like, you're gonna be like, okay, I got a lot of family, I got a lot of friends, I got a lot of associates. I'm in a fraternity as well, so I got a lot of people that I know from being in a fraternity. So with that, you're thinking, okay, that I'm gonna take off of this. You know, I'm at least, you know, my first drop, I'm at least sell out within minutes because I know all these people, right? But it won't happen. Like that's just what it is, man. That's the
That's the
Like,
part
you
that
know,
sucks.
yeah. And then, you know, you get into it, you're like, okay, you know, all right, I get a sale here and there. But then it's like, dang, man, I got the same people buying over and over. When is it going to get to the point where, you know, I branch out from them, and, you know, get somebody that's in, like you said, maybe in Colorado, maybe in Cali, somewhere like that. Yeah. I mean, it's still good to, you know, get a base first. Once you get that base, you know, just come down to, all right, they can share the post. You know, they can, you know, pose in the hoodies, pose in the shirts, pose in whatever, you know, whatever you have that you're giving out. You know, they can pose in it. So I think the most trouble I've had was just the financial side of it. You know, being able to get the funds up to buy your stuff. Another thing, guys, like, all right, I outsource. So I buy hoodies, I buy shirts, or whatever, for my, like the blanks, and then I have to then go and find somebody that can print on it for me, or write the work. So that, right there, when you're doing this, it's good to have multiple people, you know, get some samples made by, you know, a few people just to see how they work it done, see their turnaround time, stuff like that, right? See if they actually pay attention to detail. But if you can honestly get to the point where you, like, can get your own equipment, like that does want to cut down the cost. You're going to have to put out more money, but you got to think, all right,
You're saving them.
yeah, like, you're saving money, and
You
then
learn how to do it yourself.
you learn how to do it yourself. And then from there, it's like, all right, now I'm not only advertising my clothing brand, I'm advertising I know how to do this work too.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got family gatherings, you got church events, you got even other like brands that's looking for vendors too. So then you can make your money back like that. So that's one thing I'm trying to work on doing too, so I can do everything in house.
I like it.
I feel like that's a better. That's like a win-win situation because it's kind of like me. Like I was just about to say that. Like I make music. I do it. My very first song I went to the studio and I made it. Like yeah, it sounded nice and everything. Like I loved it, of course. You know, professional maybe. But I was like, bro, I spent for that one song. I spent $125 for 2 hours. And I was like, am I really about to keep doing this shit?
Right.
You know, especially keep. You know, I'm going to college now. I'm like, bro, I don't got $125 to spend like that every single time. So I went, bought an interface, bought the equipment, bought a laptop, bought everything that I better mic, you know, everything. And you can go to all your friends and family, like oh, it's fine if you $2. I need this, but at the end of the day, you gotta do it yourself. And then I feel like now that I'm learning how to do it on my own, I'm not just like an artist anymore. I'm not just making my music. I'm literally learning how to do it here now, and it's helping me.
Yeah.
It's helping me in the long run. I literally am getting better by the day, and I feel like that is 10 times better than going to a session for 2 hours. And say if I don't like that session or whatever, all right, $120 the next week.
Right.
I'm like, fuck that. I just learn how to do it on my own. I grind it. You know, I don't need nobody's
Speaking on that too, man, like I got my own photography business too that I'm still working on as well. But you know, I used to be like, all right, my sister like to take pictures. So just to post on Instagram and stuff, you know, sometimes, you know, she'll take pictures of me and stuff too, but you know, she likes to post. So, you know, I'll, you know, get her phone, take the pictures, get all the angles or whatever. And I was also an editor as well, so I got to thinking like, dang, I got the shirt business. Like, why not get a camera? With me getting a camera, then, like I said, it's, you know, win-win situation again. I'm taking pictures of my brand, and then, you know, I can put myself out there as a photographer as well. You know, looking for your events, you know, doing, you know, brand endorsements or, you know, advertising for different businesses and stuff like that. So, like, yeah, man. So, like you said, as well, you know, to be an engineer, I'm learning how to work the software. I'm learning how to code a little bit on my website. Like, so yeah, man.
And it's fun to do it, you know. It's like, damn, I'm really doing this shit on my own right now.
Yeah,
Like,
When you learn something new for the first time, it's always fun, man.
Yeah.
Like,
it drives you to keep going, especially like when you fail. Like the failures don't even feel like a failure. It's like a learning experience. Like you could do something wrong, be like, oh shit, all right. So now I know I'm gonna figure out how to do this shit next time. So yeah.
And I think with with especially both of you guys and, you know, your creative process and, you know, the passion you have for it, it's good that you are, you know, learning to do everything, you know, just learning these little things here and there to do it on your own, because one day you're going to get to the point where, you know, you're going to know how to fucking engineer a song completely, and it's like, and it becomes, you know, it's in the back of your head, and, you know, you're going to know how to, you know, like code a website, or, you know, how to get, you know, as far as like your pictures and shit, or, you know, your clothing brand, especially, you know, making your clothing, like, it'll get to a point where it's just like, it's an everyday thing. It's
you
normal
have an
to
idea, go to the office and make it.
Exactly.
Man.
Even with him too, man. Like he put out an album. When we networking right now, I can do, you know, album cover for him and stuff like that. Like,
But what I was about to say was, like I told you, I be on that fitness stuff, and I be creating videos stuff on my own, where we can work something out. You shoot something for me if you're able to.
It's like the last little video I did. Where I did like a rooftop scene with the hoodies and stuff. Like I recorded some videos, you know, spliced it a little bit, you know, slowed it down, whatever the case may be, added music and all that stuff, and you know, it came out good, man. The pictures, being able to really just go in and edit a picture on your own and not using like the preset default, that's a good feeling. Because like, man, even like doing a video, I'm getting into that now a little more, but it's like it's good to know how to do. Because now, like I said, I don't have to go out and ask somebody, hey, can you do this for me? Or, you know,
it's such a flex.
And then with like having a child too, like, you know, you always want to capture the moments. I can do a whole photo shoot with him in the room and like have the whole room set up, you know, just to accompany, you know, what background going to be and everything.
That's clutch. And like you said, you can just, you know, create something that you get a few photos out there, people start reaching out to you, videos. It's just a whole nother lane.
Right.
Exactly.
It's all about putting yourself out there, though, man.
It is.
I haven't fully indulged myself in it. I'm not gonna lie.
But you know, it's hard though. It's hard to just to go out there and just start doing, like, you know, just promoting yourself. You know, it's so easy to post some shit to your story, or, you know, like on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, you know, to repost some shit, to share some shit of you know, just some shit you see. But now when you start thinking about it's your own shit, like I'm posting my brand right here, or I'm posting this podcast right here, and I'm posting because I want you people to go check it out, not just because I want you to just to see it. Like, I want you to go check out what I'm actually doing. Like, it's not easy to just go in and just start doing it.
I wouldn't even lie. It's like, even for me, like, I had to go from being like, you know, the person people knew in high school, and I was like, oh yeah, now I'm Steven LaFleur now. Yeah, go check out my music now. Bro. You know what I'm saying? It was like, the fuck? You know, when did you start doing this shit? You know, and it's like, you got those people who gonna fuck with it. You got those people who gonna be like, oh, this another nigga making music, or this another nigga, you know, doing photography, or this and that. And it's like, that's like the part that like is really hard, because you can have one person really just like almost influence like a lot of people, like, oh, that nigga's not doing it big, whatever. And it's like, you kind of just gotta rely on like faith. You gotta just rely on like positive energy. Like, you know what? Fuck y'all. If I don't like it, don't listen to it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Don't. You know, that's cool. You know, somebody gonna like it somewhere. And then it's like, when you get that positive energy coming back, that's what's like, like, okay, you understand my vision.
Right.
You get what I'm, you get what I'm saying, and you know, everybody's like, keep going, man.
Best feeling for me is when I was at homecoming. I'd say this was maybe about 3 years ago, 3-4 years ago, when I had first started doing like the struggle brand. I was out there at the plots and everything, and I was just chilling. My girl was over there too, and then next thing you know, this other man of Omega came up to me, was like, hey, you that guy with the struggle brand. I was like, dang, bro, like that was a good feeling, man. Okay. Like I ran into him, you know, once or twice before, but you know, for him just like be like, okay, you know, I know you
because of
this.
Like because of what you put so much work into.
Right, man, that's a good feeling. People actually start noticing. It's like, dang, I'm going down the right path.
You know, bro, I realized that like the other day, really, because like you said, like, you know, we're putting a face behind this. Like you said, shit is scary, honestly, you know, because it's like millions, it's like it's you. It's really you, what you be doing, what you really be thinking, what you stand for, everything. And it's like, you know, we're pushing all this stuff you know, you start getting that doubt and stuff. Like people even really notice this. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like the last stuff we posted. You know, I was posting on Snapchat and everything. Like someone, a guy I knew from high school, really didn't even talk like that. Like I knew a bro, he knew me. He stood up and just like, keep grinding, my nigga. I peep. And bro, that like just gave me like reassurance.
Yeah.
Like, bro, real people know what's up.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people know what's up.
Like you can't. Like the real ones will know. Like people are gonna hate whatever. But at the end of the day, that's the only thing they're gonna keep doing is hating. They're gonna be like, man, he only got 10 followers. Oh, he only got 100 followers. Bro, he only got 1,000 followers.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
always gonna be
Come on,
something,
man.
man.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah,
And it's like, I think once you get to a point where you do just have something kind of behind your name, whether it's a brand, podcast, music, anything, it's like, and you start getting that recognition, then I kind of look at it as like, it's more of you getting that recognition for the work that you're actually putting in.
Right.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's not you posting some shit on your social media and somebody swiping up of like, just some, you know, some shit you're showing off or something,
Right,
some
right.
shoes or some shit like that. Like, this is your actual work that you're putting in your time for it, and like getting that recognition for it really just makes you want to, you know, keep going harder and just keep improving.
What's your bro? Anything else you want to say about a brand, about advice, anything?
Tips for getting yourself out there, man.
I say the main thing to do is advertise. Like I'm getting into TikTok now.
TikTok is
Like,
crazy.
Yeah.
But it's hard too.
It
Yeah.
is.
It's like, cause you gotta think it's hundreds of thousands, millions of people out there that's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Little kids up to
Yeah.
grandmas, like it's a lot of people out there, and it's people that's already getting those, you know, 500K views,
Yeah.
likes, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so then it's like, okay, bet.
So.
yeah, like, and it's crazy about Zoe too, man, cause like me and my girl, like we all good friends, with, you know, Zoe now.
Yeah.
So we used to go to their apartment, and you know, it started off with him on like a vision board, bro.
Yeah.
Like we was there when he was selling plates and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like,
Cause bro, I remember him posting on Instagram. He was just selling plates
I
out of his
remember
dorm
that.
room.
I remember
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
on the
remember him
plates,
posting
yeah.
all that shit.
I was like,
Yeah.
that shit look good. And they still like they got 1 million followers.
that's what it really looked like. Like dang, bro. Like last week, like we was at the apartment and we saw you writing stuff on the board. Next thing you know, now you up here,
Yeah,
you know, you
bought a
get
house,
invited,
yeah.
you know, house,
Make
you
it come to
know,
life.
yeah, you doing this for a living, man. Like that's inspiration right there.
It is,
Yeah.
it is, and it just shows you like even people like as close as like we don't even need to look at like Tom Brady. Like bro, we got someone
Right.
right in our circle
Yeah.
that did it.
Yeah,
Like,
like
Shout out Zoe, man.
yeah, shout out Zoe.
I can remember literally the first thing he sent like to you know the family group chat, sent a little
Yeah.
picture of like it was like a pineapple with like some chicken inside, some
Oh,
food.
yeah, I
It was like,
remember that.
yeah, he was like, just chef this up. Then before you know it, a few weeks later, he's selling plates. Before you know it, niggas started fucking doing catering and shit.
Yeah.
The shit that pissed me off was the worst was this was last year. This was last year, like literally around this time. We're all at my parents' crib in Randall, and you know, it was my birthday. So
Yeah.
you know, he posted me and everything like that, you know, and this is like, he probably had about like 8K, 9K followers.
Yeah.
And then literally like within the next 2 weeks, nigga got like 100K.
Yeah.
Damn. I needed you to be posting me when you got that.
Yeah, no cap.
Yeah, man, that's the
It's-
grind.
It's
Man.
consistency, bro. Like that's what a lot of people like fail at whenever they try to go into stuff.
Absolutely.
Like you can quit your job and be like, okay, I'm gonna follow my dream, but what's following your dream gonna do if you're not consistent with it?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like consistency
Gotta
is
work on
key.
the bad days.
Got
Yeah.
to. Like that's one thing. Like I always remember, like with working out, the time you get better is whenever you don't want to do something. Like that's something that like I really try to think about. Like, dang, you know, all I gotta do if I'm getting low on funds or something like that, all I gotta do is, you know, promote. All right, boom. I might sell something. All right, that's a little bit more. You know, keep going.
Yeah.
Then you know it's gonna start adding up.
Right.
Like it's just like consistency, man. That's one thing I'm really trying to get better at this year. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like my vision for like the end of the year,
Mhm.
I'm planning on retiring myself from like working for somebody else.
Yeah.
That's my vision.
Yeah.
That's my
Speak
plan
on
right
this
now.
shit, man. Make it
Honestly,
life,
man.
man.
Honestly.
I want to see $1 million by the end of the year, honestly.
Hey man,
No
like,
cap.
go for bigger than that, man. For real.
Literally.
You aim for bigger, man. You're gonna achieve your goal.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
Dude, that's facts.
And it's like I don't want to hear no negative energy about it. I don't want to hear nobody
Yeah.
say, bro, you gotta look at it realistically. Like, nah, this will be my realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really care, bro. Like I'm gonna do what I said I'm gonna do.
Like, I mean, I've talked to my mom, not trying to say anything like about like her, like not supporting her because she does, you know. But you know, I like tell her about it. She's like, well, maybe just start with 100K. Like, are we shooting for the fucking
Yeah.
moon?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and if we don't hit that fucking 1 million, we still reaching for that shit. No matter what, it don't matter if we get it or not. Staying fucking, because back to you said, just staying fucking consistent,
mhm.
staying on that shit, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, this is a great podcast. Appreciate you,
Man,
first
no problem,
guest.
man. No problem.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all
Yes,
boys for
man.
having me. For real. For
Yeah,
real.
I definitely think, you know, if you're fucking with it and shit, definitely, you know, in a few weeks, you know, about a month or so, whatever, you start, you know, you get your next drop coming up and shit, you know, if you want to come back on here, you know, just,
Oh yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna come back through, man.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We ain't too far from each other. So,
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah, when we put the videos up for this and everything, we'll put the link up.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Website.
Yeah, we're gonna
Appreciate
do
it,
some
man.
tags.
Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir, man.
I'm gonna share it up.
Yes,
And,
sir.
you know, once again, shout out Perception, shout out Eat with Zoe, shout out, you know, Stony Mountain, shout out a Different Perspective podcast. You know, man. shout out the whole fucking game.
Yeah, no cap.
You know,
No cap, man.
Yeah, man.
This is good. Good episode.